Hello, and welcome to Pro Trader Strategies Market Commentary for Tuesday, November the 29th. My name is Eric Wilkinson. Some of you may recognize me as the Wolfman from CNBC, Fox Business, or even the Wall Street Journal for my commentary on everything from economic to geopolitical and market analysis. Please keep in mind that everything we talk about in these daily market commentaries is not a solicitation to buy or sell any of these securities or strategies. At the end of the day, we're here to teach you some different strategies that you can implement into your portfolios, but please do that in your own way. The reason why I can't give you a recommendation on a particular stock or strategy is because I don't know your risk parameters. I don't know what's in your portfolios, and therefore what I'm doing could be counterintuitive to what you are already doing. Having that out of the way, let's get this on. Quite a bit of economic data today. Across the pond, we got German import prices came in slightly above the expected value of 0.6, came in at 0.9%. Then we had the German preliminary CPI come in right in line with expectations at 0.1%. French consumer spending, surprising to the upside, came in at 0.9%, expected to be at 0.2%. Spanish flash CPI came in slightly higher than expected at 0.7%, was expected to be 0.5%. Then we also got the, here in the United States, we had Fed Governor Dudley speaking, and we'll talk about that a little bit later when we look into the breakdown of the E-mini S&Ps, but that's pretty interesting to watch. Then here also in the United States, we had the preliminary GDP numbers came in at 3.2%, was expected to be 3%. Then we also had the GDP price index come in at 1.4%, right in line with expectations there. And then we had the CB consumer confidence come in at 107.1, was expected to be 101.3. Later today, we also have another Fed governor speaking, and Powell speaks at 12:40 on Eastern time zone. So keep that in mind. That could stir the markets like what Dudley did earlier this morning. Then on to the overall markets. Let's look at forward/CL crude oil futures giving back all of yesterday's gains, down $1.70, was down $1.80 just a minute ago. But right there at the value area where the most time and volume has been spent. So a little bit of a pullback today, a lot of rhetoric going on with OPEC, Saudi Arabia trying to just throw anything at the wall to see if it'll stick, to see if they can get some people in there, talking about cuts, freezes, whatever they can do to try and slow down some of this glut of oil that we're starting to see on the markets. I've been talking about that for several months now, it seems like. We've got here in the United States fracking starting to ramp up. We've also got Texas that's found more oil than what we have even in the Balkan oil fields. It's a little bit more difficult for us to pull it out of the ground, but at the end of the day, we have a lot of oil on the horizon, I guess, once we start pulling that stuff out of the ground. Rig counts are starting to go up still, and we have the Iran issue where they are coming to the table. So all of those things to me makes this come to fruition. I'm bearish oil for all of those reasons, and I think it's actually even still overpriced. On to gold. Gold's really coming off today after yesterday's rally, down $6. Trying to, at one point it was down below yesterday's open, but this market, I was talking about how it was looking like it was a bullish signal. We had it confirmed. Today it's just not really working out that way. I thought we'd see a little bit more push to the upside with gold. Then on to the overall bonds. Bonds down on the day by about 13 ticks. Really quiet inside day for the most part for the bonds. The bonds really started giving back some ground when Dudley was speaking earlier today. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 19 points on the day, almost 20 points on the day. But for the most part, I'm talking to some people on the floor. They're like, it is one of the quietest days on the trading floors that they've pretty much ever seen. That could be due in part to the lack of people on the floors, but at the end of the day, it is a really quiet day on the floor as well. Then we have NASDAQ up 15 points on the day, pretty much leading the charge to the upside. Then E-mini S&Ps, again, another inside day, only up 4 points on the day. This is what I wanted to talk to you guys about with Dudley speaking earlier today. This is right around when Dudley started speaking, and the overall markets did not like it at all. Once he got done speaking, of course, the markets rebounded and took back all of those losses on the day. So Dudley really being a part of what today's market action was. And the overall markets are actually doing pretty good, other than the energy sector. Anything to do with oil is really pushing to the downside. A couple of trades that I've done today. Now, I did these pretty small, also just adding negative deltas to my portfolio. But as you can see, this has really low implied volatility. This is U.S. Steel, ticker symbol X. And I went into the January, bought the 27 puts, and I paid $1.23. Again, remember, I did these really small because they're debits. And then on to WYNN. With WYNN, again, it looks like it's topping out a little bit. Went into the January, bought the 95 puts for $3.15. Looking for that. Again, we're getting those patterns where it looks like it was more of a topping pattern and getting a confirmation to the downside. So looking for that to come off. Now with Aetna, ticker symbol AET, this is one that I put on yesterday and decided to pull the ripcord on it because yesterday it looked like it was confirmed, but as soon as today it traded above that doji, that spinning top doji, I decided that was a confirm, or it basically broke down that entire technical pattern. Since I put this on as a technical trade, I decided to take that off for a little bit of a loss there. So this I had on the January, had sold the 135 calls, bought the 140 calls, and I covered it for $1.67. So a little bit of a loss there on that one, but at the end of the day, I lost about 30 cents on it, so I decided to pull. That was time to pull the ripcord on that one. That's about all I got for you guys today. Go to ProTraderStrategies.com, sign up for some of the webinars, talk about all the rules around even when I'm buying options, when and where I'm going to find those appropriate. All right, so go to ProTraderStrategies.com, sign up for that. If you can't take that, take it easy.